Hello and welcome to this video. My name is Mary Amondo, in charge of training and career advisory services here at Corporate Staffing. And today I'm excited as we'll be talking about interviews and specifically group interviews, just to get to know how do you stand out in a group interview. As usual, I am joined by one of our interview experts, Evelyn, who will be shedding more light on this subject. Thank you, Evelyn, for joining me.
Thank you so much, Mary, for having me here.
Great. As a coach, I know you've prepared so many candidates who have group interviews to attend to. So that's what we'll be discussing today. Looking at group interviews, are there specific questions or activities that are commonly asked in a group interview? And how well or effectively can a candidate prepare to perform well in such situations?
Okay, Mary. So that's a good question. Now, group interviews often involve questions or even activities that assess your ability to work in a team, communicate effectively, and even solve problems collaboratively. Now, some of the common types of group interview activities, they involve, or rather they include group discussions. We also have role-playing exercises, case studies, and even group presentations. Now, to prepare for these situations, you have to consider the following, which is very, very important. And number one is familiarizing yourself with the company, its culture, as well as even that role that you are applying for. Okay? And then secondly, practice your active and communication skills, which is very, very important. And then also cultivate your teamwork as well as even collaborative skills. And you can do this by, of course, engaging in group activities way before, as well as even projects before you even get into that group interview. And then lastly, you should also be prepared to share your ideas, contribute to a group setting, and also just support others' viewpoints during that group interview, Mary. Yes.
I know preparation is very key,
Right.
not only for group interviews, but even for other type of interviews.
Yes.
Now, I know group interviews comes with its own share of challenges over and above the general challenges of any type of interview. Now, what are some of the challenges perhaps that you can highlight or dynamics that comes with group interviews, and how well or effectively can a candidate prepare to navigate through these challenges in order to make a positive impression?
Oh, great. Now, in a group interview setting, some of the common challenges or dynamics experienced include competition among candidates. We also have differences in communication styles, time constraints, and even potential conflicts may arise, yeah? So for you to navigate these challenges and the dynamics, to just make that positive impression, you have to consider the following. Number one is you be very confident, but avoid being overly dominant.
Overconfident.
Yes. You know, when you dominate other candidates, it doesn't show a good picture, so give others a chance to speak. Okay? And then also foster collaborative culture whereby you listen attentively to others' points, and then also just acknowledge their contributions as well to the group. And then lastly, be very respectful and professional. So now let's say if there are disagreements, yeah, if disagreements arise, you should be in a position to find a common ground and build consensus. Yes, Mary.
So sometimes there might be limited time
Right.
or even a less opportunity to speak during the group interviews. How best can a candidate be able to communicate effectively or even articulate their thoughts during the session?
Oh, great. Now, to communicate effectively in a group interview, where of course there is limited time as well as even opportunities to speak, you have to consider the following. And number one is prepare in advance. And you can do this by, of course, anticipating potential questions as well as even topics of discussions. Once you've done that, now come up with concise and impactful responses beforehand. Practice them as well, okay? Internalize before you even get into that interview room. And then secondly, when you're giving out your point, when expressing your ideas, be concise and to the point. Avoid rambling or even going off on tangents whereby you explain things that haven't been asked, yeah? So you have to avoid all that. Just remember to be brief, concise, and to the point.
Yeah.
And then lastly, when you're given an opportunity to speak, remember to focus on the significant and most relevant points only. And if possible, also provide examples and as well as even evidence, only if possible. Yes, so that is how you can manage that time, that limited time, as well as given that less opportunity to speak. Yes, Mary.
Because even the interviewers requires you to be able to think on your feet very fast and come up with solutions.
So you have to prepare. You have to prepare. Yes.
Thank you so much for sharing with us.
You're welcome, Mary. Thank you so much for having me here.
Indeed, group interviews has its own dynamics, and it is important to get to know what really do the interviewer or the potential employer expect from you to display during a group interview. And that is why we encourage you to seek for professional coaching or preparation, because through that you'll be able to really get to understand what is expected from you as a candidate. We encourage you to reach out to us for your future upcoming interviews, and we will specifically tailor that session to match the role that you're going to be interviewed for. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.